I'm David Smith, and the president of Marketing Department LV, and I want to welcome you all to the Business Growth Series, Get Your Marketing in Motion, presented by the marketing professionals of the Marketing Department LV in Las Vegas, and one of us in Connecticut. Today is the opening session for this Business Growth webinar series. It's presented on the first and third Tuesdays of each month from now through January 21st, 2020. We have some powerful business growth support for you in the coming sessions. And you can see here on marketingdepartmentlv.com, the website, just click on webinars, and this page appears, which shows the upcoming sessions, and you can see the date and the session, and you can also register for the upcoming session. And a note to everyone: you need to register for each session of this webinar individually. So next week, when we have the power of an effective brand image, come to this page before the webinar, hit the registration button, and register so that you'll be all ready to go. There'll be nothing that holds you up and you get right in. So the support that we're offering in this webinar is twofold. First of all, you're going to receive information, tips, and strategies from the experts of the marketing department, and we'll show them in just a moment. And these tips and strategies are going to help you accelerate your business growth. That's the first benefit of this webinar. And the second benefit or feature is your business growth acceleration support group. The attendees of this webinar and the marketing department professionals will become a support group for you, where you can set a business goal, ask questions of the experts, receive guidance, and find an accountability support group here. So as you can see, the webinar begins today, goes all the way through January 21st. And so there's ample time here to set your goal, to track your goal with the help of this support group, and to see results for your business growth goals. So I want you to be thinking, not only receive the information today, but also be asking yourself, what business growth goal can I set that came to me as I was listening to this webinar, as I was participating in this webinar? And you have a sheet of paper in front of you, take out a pen and paper, and be ready to take notes, because this is your opportunity to grow your business with the help of a support group. Okay, that being said, let me share one more thing. To access the webinar series, here's the registration button, and you'll see each of the individual sessions. For example, here's today. You click on it, and you'll see a page for that session, and you'll see a value statement here. There'd be a registration button for that session. When we're going to take the webinar replay video and we're going to put it right here within about 24 hours after the webinar. You'll see who are the presenters, and then you get just a little bullets, a list of you will learn and benefits. For example, today, our hope and our intention is that you'll learn how to evaluate success, know why the strategy succeeded so you can repeat the success. You'll learn how to decide on the best low-hanging fruit strategy to launch first, how to identify key low-hanging fruit strategies for your business, why are they valuable, what are low-hanging fruit marketing strategies. So these are the things you're going to learn today. And the benefits, you're going to put yourself and your business in motion. The most important aspect, make the decision and deal with the outcome. You'll get an opportunity to work on the 6 gears of your business, and you'll understand how to fit tactics into your strategy. Following the webinar notes will be placed here, and we'll also place images of the webinar slides, so you can come back and use this page to review. And then for upcoming webinars, you'll notice that there's a flyer here. And what I'm suggesting is let's all work together to grow this series, because the more people that are involved, the more effective the series is going to be, the more interaction we're going to have. And to do this, just take this image, right-click, copy the image. Now it's on your computer. Then go to your social media and paste it into a post on your Facebook, on your Twitter, and in that way you can announce the webinar. And you'll notice that for each of these sessions, there is a statement here that gives the value and the definition of the particular session and who are the featured speakers. So basically, here is, and you've got the time here, here is everything you need to announce this. And can you imagine if we all announce this webinar series, we'd be growing our support group throughout the series from now through January. What was it, January 21st? And imagine the growth support of your business. All this is free. You're not paying to be in this group. Support groups like this would normally have an expense attached to them, and some of those expenses are pretty high. And you know, just imagine to get this quality of support from all these experts, and then from the quality of the people in the group, just amazing. So all that being said, let's go ahead now and let's jump into the webinar. Here we go. And now I apologize for the transitions. They may be a little clunky. I didn't get a chance to go over this a bunch of times and work on them. So be patient here. But here we've got, you know, low-hanging fruit tactics to fit your strategy with myself and Katia Di Egidio. Help me, Katia. Say that again.
Katia Di Egidio.
Okay, very good. And I knew that, but needed your help this time. Okay, so here's our kind of our theme of this webinar, which is entitled "Get Your Marketing in Motion." And the theme is that you can't steer something that's not in motion. You know, have you ever, you know, when I was a kid, I'd play around in my parents' car, you know, little kid. But of course, the keys weren't in the car. The car wasn't moving, but I'd pretend I was steering with the steering wheel. Well, as you know, the car didn't go anywhere because it wasn't in motion. Steering doesn't work unless the vehicle, which is your business, is in motion. And so the goal here is wherever you are in your business, whatever goals you have, we want to put your business in motion, and the low-hanging fruit tactics enable you to achieve that momentum. Okay, and then, yeah, I'm going to stop talking after this, but I just want to introduce myself so you know who I am. I'm the president and founder of marketingdepartmentlv.com and networklasvegas.com. Many of you receive my networking announcements each week. In over 15 years, I've provided digital content marketing and relation networking services. So kind of spanning digital marketing and relationship marketing. Marketing challenges that are faced by businesses. This is what inspired me to start the marketing department. I noticed that businesses had a challenge to locate the best marketing vendors. A second challenge was to manage those marketing vendors. How do you know what they're doing? How can you manage vendors who are professionals in an area that you probably don't understand? That may not be your expertise. And the third is to coordinate the work of the marketing vendors. So you have multiple marketing vendors. Someone's doing your website, another person's social media, another person SEO. How do you coordinate those? And so that's why I founded the marketing department, to bring together professionals. We coordinate these professionals to provide powerful marketing. You know, if you're unsuccessful in your marketing, and you may have experienced this or seen other businesses experience it, that you end up with mediocre marketing performance, and you're continually starting and restarting marketing programs, a new website, new social media approach. And you see businesses that are continually reinventing the wheel. Well, with the marketing department, the goal is that we get you going, we get you moving forward, and you're not going to be reinventing the wheel and just spinning around in circles. You're going to be moving forward. And our mission is to ensure that Las Vegas businesses expend less effort on their marketing while getting better results through outsourcing their marketing department. And then just a little bit about me personally. If you're a hiking enthusiast or a trail runner in the Las Vegas area, or you want to see what's available in Las Vegas, maybe you're going to visit at some point, look at LasVegasAreaTrails.com, where I'm out there one morning every week and doing a trail run in the area, in a different area, and then documenting my experiences along with directions of how to get where you're going. So that is me. Now, Katia, do you want to take the screen?
No, you can just click for me. It's not that hard.
Okay, great.
So I am the owner and founder of iTech Solutions, and I'm the CEO of the Marketing Department LV. And I'm also author of the book, The Essence of Your Business is You. And I have over 25 years of experience in business consulting, coaching, mentoring in different areas and industries. I've always helped businesses grow. On the other side, I'm a motorcycle racer, and that is a part of my passion. But what's in it for you? It's the fact that I'm an expert in speed, and I can take control of your business. So in a certain way, if I can take control of my motorcycle, I can help you take control of your own business and taking from where is it now to where you want it to be. Being a business growth expert and marketing strategist, this helps you grow and become, in a certain way, the business that you want it to be. And you grow as a business owner, as a person through the process. I'm also a contributor for the Six Figure Coach magazine because I'm part of an international group of coaches, and they all contribute to this magazine. And I have the opportunity to showcase my clients and the opportunity to write articles. The idea is to share with other coaches around the globe so that you can learn more and figure out how to help your own clients.
And one thing I just jump in and say about Katia is that it's just a real honor to be working with her as a CEO of marketing department. And I've attended some of her, she has occasional coaching sessions that she offers where she brings businesses together, and it's a free session. And I've got to say, I've never seen so much value delivered within 2 or 3 hour space of time. So you go to her itech-solutions.com, which is iTech is Katia spelled backwards. You go to itech-solutions.com, look at the upcoming seminar series, and register for one of those if you haven't attended. Okay, quick ad.
Thank you, David. My approach, so today in a certain way, we are going to talk about how to find tactics that fits your strategy. But this is important to understand one aspect so that we can get the most out of this webinar series. The business, I look at it from 6 different from 6 different aspects that I call the 6 gears in your business. And one of those is the strategy. But the strategy is the one that you have overall when you decided where your business is at. So when you created your business, and every year you have to relook at your strategy, look at where you go, and it's a long-term plan. This long-term plan has to decline in the other gears of the business that are sales and marketing, your people, how you staff your group, your operations, your systems, and your business finance. In a sense, in a certain way, all of these are connected. So this is important to understand, because when you start building a tactic that you want to fit your strategy, you can look at these 6 gears and be sure which one you are tackling, but at the same time, what is the effect on the other ones. In a way, the marketing department will a little bit be more on the side of sales and marketing, because that is what we do as a group, but we have a lot that is going to affect other areas of the business. What is important to understand in strategy and tactics is the long term that you have from a perspective of your business. The long term is your objective, what you're trying to achieve overall as a business, and also what is your end game, what is your exit strategy, because that will give you a sense on how to execute that long-term plan and decline that in some short-term activities. So the idea is to understand that you have a long-term plan as a business. But obviously, there are things that you can do today to change the face of your business. We're going to go a little bit more in depth, but this is more of the idea that when we talk about tactics here, we are still talking about something that has to fit your business strategy. Otherwise, it's going to be something that is going to get lost, because you have to plan and execute, taking into consideration how you're going to get to the goal that you set for your business, and be sure that your tactics are in line with your strategy. So in this sense, as I said, there is a long term and a short term, and marketing for itself is a marathon. It's a long term. So it's something that you have to have in place for a long-term result. But it's important that if you have this plan in place, there is always something that it's easier to achieve, and it's in the sales and marketing aspect. You can go to the next slide, David, please. So in a certain way, you will grow your business in the long run. So yes, you need to grow it. But there are some aspects of sales and marketing that can bring you straight to that low-hanging fruit, that it's a growing solution for your business, and it's still going to make a difference into your business. So at this point, when you talk about marketing, is the fact that you need that from a perspective of your business. So it's something that it has to be in place. You have to have the ability to bring in leads, you have to convert them, you have to transact with your clients, you have to have the right pricing in place, and and that will generate the profits into your business. Click again, please, David. So in that sense, if you do some of the tactics into considering this formula, you're going to get to the final result faster. And this is what we're going to do today. And in fact, David, what are examples of what it means to have low-hanging fruit tactics?
Okay, thank you, Katia. Great start. Okay, so what are low-hanging fruit tactics? And you see the tree appears again and again, and sometimes the apple falls off the tree. And what that means is what we're looking for is the fruit that, the actions you can take to create growth immediately. Because the idea is that you can leverage current results to help finance more longer term results. So we're going to look at short term, low hanging fruit tactics. And low hanging fruit tactics are, it's a short to immediate time frame. You're not looking at, the 1 year plan, the 8 month plan, even the 6 month plan. You're looking for like the 30-day plan or less for your short to immediate time frame. Another aspect, how do you know it's a short, how it's a low-hanging fruit tactic? Low effort compared to high return. So you're not going to be spending time learning, developing a program, and putting all this effort into it, because there's so much in marketing that we put this upfront effort out with the intention that we're going to receive a return on down the line. No, these are things you can do immediately. We'll look at some of these in a moment. Okay, little training or preparation. You're not going to need to go to a seminar. These are things you have the knowledge to do right now. So that's why these low-hanging fruit tactics are so powerful. And they're simple instead of complex. They're little things that you can do right now. And so we're going to take a look at those. Examples of low-hanging fruit tactics. And what I'd like you to do is begin to think of your own business. What are some things you can do right now? We're going to give you a chance to name a low-hanging fruit tactic that you can apply to your business. So for now, write it down. I'm going to give you some examples. First of all, if you optimize your domain registration, it's going to make your website more visible. More people are going to see it. That's a low-hanging fruit tactic. You can just go to your web registrar, and you can optimize that registration. And definitely we can show you how to do it. It can be done in less than 15 minutes, double potentially your website traffic. How great is that? Here's another one. Refine your elevator speech. You give your elevator speech everywhere, in a networking group, when you're in an elevator talking to another person about your business, what do you do? Why is it important? Refine that so you've really got it down. Test it and always be refining it. That's something you can do immediately. Upsell current and past clients. You have a client list. How often are you in contact with those clients? And what offer could you be presenting them? Call a few of them and thank them for their business, and then present an opportunity. How much time does that take? Update your website content. Did you know if you update the home page of your website every now and then, I'd say every couple of weeks, that Google notices, hey, somebody's home, something's changing, and that immediately increases your visibility on the internet. Put a new picture up there, change a phrase, add a service. How long does that take? Just a few minutes to update your website content. Manage your internet reputation. We have one of our members, Debbie Kluska, who is a team member of the marketing department. Her whole business is on reputation management. Going to Facebook and going to Google reviews, putting your name in the search box of Google and seeing what comes up. Manage that reputation. First of all, know what your reputation is, and then manage it. That doesn't take too long. You pop in there 10 minutes a week, and it creates huge results for you. Optimize your existing YouTube videos. Maybe you got videos up on YouTube, but you could optimize the title and the description with keywords that fit the audience, and put tags on there that are going to be valuable and searched by your audience. That doesn't take too long. And so this is what we mean by low-hanging fruit tactics. Give your employees a party. You've got employees, you've got team members, you've got people who support your business. Get them together. Have a little party, a networking event if it's clients. You can plan that in in just an hour or so and then send out invitations. That's not a long-term tactic. That's a short-term tactic. And doing these things alone will create an immediate result for your business. So maybe you can see other short-term tactics as you think of your own business. Take that sheet of paper you've got, write those tactics down, and at this point, let's just go ahead and give people an opportunity, give a webinar audience an opportunity to just unmute yourself and share a short-term tactic. Who would
While
like to
our
share?
audience is thinking, David, I would like to interject and say one thing, that from the perspective of networking, you're a great partner. So if someone is feeling that they're not, good enough, or sometimes, you just stay closed, you think your business is not going well and your problems in your office, instead, sometimes to get out there with a good networking partner, you can be a good reference for that, and you can help them who is very knowledgeable of what's going around town and help them figure out what can be a good fit for them and to find a good networking event. So
that's great, Katia. How many of us go to networking events alone? Take another business, take a client along.
mm-hmm.
You'll grow your relationship with that client, and that client will support you. You'll support them in that networking. A lot of people are afraid of networking, and it does help to go out together. So double your results. Anyone else have a short-term tactic?
Here's one for you, David.
Okay.
Read the paper, and when you come across articles or people that are having a problem that you think you can solve with what your business does, contact them.
That's awesome. I've seen you do that, Richard. And I know Richard with his business Aardvark Video Productions. Boy, he really gets some of his large clients simply through doing what he just said. Excellent. Thanks, Richard. Short-term tactics. Who else wants to give a short-term tactic?
I'll give you one.
Okay.
So create an event. Figure out who is maybe a power partner of yours and go create an event with that power partner so that you create a reason to get more people in the room or at this event, so that you create some energy and excitement around putting on something. And here's an example. I just recently reached out to Katie and said, hey, let's create an email workshop. And so, maybe you create something like that. So now both of us invite our own lists as well as promote it through all the channels and so forth. But now you bring people into the room, and it gives you a captive audience, a way to talk to the group about a specific topic that would be of interest to them, but they get to learn more about you, what it is that you do, and potentially you'll create some more opportunities within that.
Excellent, Stan. And Stan, by the way, is list growth, email marketing strategies, database strategies, and Katie is our social media strategist. And so you can see Stan and Katie getting together. And as you look at the marketing department, go to our team page, and you can see that the whole marketing department is putting on this webinar, and we're doing just what Stan said. Although when you have 14 people involved, it's a little more of a long-term strategy. But Stan's saying just get a couple people together, you and one other joint venture partner, web designer, and a graphic artist, a PR person, and an email marketer. So anyway, great idea, Stan. Anyone else have a short-term strategy they'd like to share?
We have a quiet group today.
Oh, we had some good feedback. Okay, let's move on. And I hope you're writing something down and getting ideas, because that alone is going to make this whole webinar effective for you and worthwhile. you'll get a tremendous ROI on this hour that you've invested. Okay, another one. There was another one here. Send thank you notes to your clients. How long does that take? And if you've ever, when you received a thank you note, you end up putting it on your table, on your desk for a while. Every time you look at that note, you're going to remember that person who sent it. You're going to sense that appreciation, and it's going to draw you closer to that person, and you're going to want to be in contact with them more. And if it's a client of yours, boy, that's so important. Build the relationship. Okay, longer term tactics. Oh my gosh, I didn't put the animations in this, so you get to see them all at once. You'll probably read them before I get a chance to talk about them, since you guys are so fast. So, longer term tactics are like creating new networking connections, going to a networking group, following up, doing the follow-up one-to-one, building that relationship. That's a little bit of a longer term tactic. If you join a networking group, you're not going to see results immediately. That takes a while. And so that's a longer term tactic. Create a joint venture arrangement with another business. And Stan mentioned a quick slam dunk on that. But if you're talking about, let's say, do your marketing together, and bundle some products, that could take a little while. That might be a little bit of a longer term strategy. Redesign your website. Yes, longer term. And launch a marketing campaign. Okay, longer term. Create a new product line. Longer term. So those are longer term strategies. So now you see the difference. Think short term, long term. And how to identify key low-hanging fruit strategies. How do I know that this is a low-hanging fruit strategy that I'm thinking about? Okay, there are 4 elements that will help you identify this. And the trees are randomly going to appear at the bottom of this screen, so pay attention to primarily to the text that's flying up here. Okay, short-term tactics. They're going to, low-hanging fruit tactics, they're going to fit your current skills. And so one thing is make a list of your top skills. And those things that you do the best, that you love doing the best, that's one key to your short-term strategies. Okay, a second one, they're going to fit your current budget. What can you afford to do on this month's budget without, budgeting additional money? What can you afford to do now? And you remembering that list that I shared a moment ago of short-term tactics. These are things that really don't cost anything. So you're not adding a budget line item.
David, I may interject on the budget is the fact that in some cases you're spending money already on a longer term strategy, and you have to take into consideration if you got to a certain point in which a strategy is not giving you the returns that you're expecting after 6, 8, or 12 months that you're running it, you may want to redirect that budget to a shorter term so that you can have immediate results, which is less effort. So you were already spending that money, you can redirect the budget to something different that you may want to do that can be shorter term or longer term, but still fit the overall strategy of your goals.
Wow, that's excellent. Every time you say something, Katia, it seems like common sense. Why didn't I think of that before? But it's always so valuable. Okay, the third way to know that you have a low-hanging fruit strategy is it fits your current inventory. What is the market ready for now? So and maybe some of you can help me to identify specific examples, but if you know that, if you're a graphic designer and you know that people are in the market right now to create a business card, very kind of a thing that market is ready now. And in your business, think of what you've got a ready market right now. You don't have to go search for a market. That is a sign that you're looking at a low-hanging fruit strategy. And then the fourth is, who's ready to buy, I guess. The third was your current inventory. The fourth is who is ready to buy now. So, think of these four aspects. They fit your current skills, they fit your current budget, they fit your current inventory. You don't have to go out there and purchase new inventory, and they fit a ready market, people who are ready to buy right now. Okay, and so let's take a look at long-term and short-term. And this is just, a little timeline here. Short-term, you can see we're looking, 1 week to complete this and begin seeing some results, or, 2 or 3 weeks. Longer term, we're looking out 3 months, over a year, over 2 years, nearly 3 years. So you see the difference. And once again, as I said earlier, that the short-term strategies, the long-term strategies will produce greater results in the long term, but they won't pay this month's bills. So activate your short-term strategies and leverage them to finance longer-term programs. Okay. And let's pause just for a quick look at the marketing department and what's coming up here, as we are going to be talking about these short and long-term strategies. The whole idea of this series is to create rapid business growth by activating low-hanging fruit strategies that produce large results with little effort. So every week, one of our presenters is going to present their area and give some short-term strategies and low-hanging fruit strategies and tactics. And so Stan with list growth, Gordon with managed IT, Josh with photography, Tori with web development, Debbie with reputation marketing. These people are experts in their field, and definitely Katia, our CEO and business coach, myself in branding and marketing collaboration. And we've got Richard with video production, Katie, social media, Guy with PR, Devin with video production. And by the way, they became so connected that they're now working together on projects, Richard and Devin, which is an example of what can happen when you begin to joint venture together. Shamara on HR consulting, and Ed on branding. So these are our experts who will be presenting during this series. Each session is going to be very powerful. Okay, Katia, turn it over to you.
Yes, so in a certain way, we went through this process, and we will have all of our experts that will produce their best low-hanging fruit strategies. And that it's also to look from the perspective that they're going to suggest the approach that then can be applied also to other areas of your business. This is why we're suggesting figure out in a certain way what is your low-hanging fruit tactic that you want to apply to your own business. You're the one that knows your business. You're the one that has to understand how that fits, because obviously we don't, in this case, we're not talking specifically of your business. That is more of a tailored approach. But what you have to think about is what is in your toolbox, because from the perspective of the tactic or even of a strategy, you have to look at what you have to scorecard what you're doing, because the success is also based on how much control you have on what you're doing. So it's important for you to still look, even from a smaller perspective, not of the overall strategy, to what is your income, what is coming in from that. And not only from a revenue perspective, it could be amount of leads, amount of people that will connect with you. So there is a lot of things that you have to look that can go in tools that you already have available, like your profit and loss, your balance sheet, your cash flow statement, your ratios and trends. And if you always do an operating budget, even for a small activity that you want to do, the tracking can give you a great aspect of what you're doing and how it fits overall. Because if you then concentrate exclusively on that specific tactic, the risk is you're going to lose the long-term plan. So in a certain way, as David said, there are things that can happen pretty quickly, but it's obviously a quick win that you can have, but you may be able to replicate it, but it doesn't become a longer term. So it's a lower effort in compared to the effort. The results can be really big, but it's compared to the effort. So you have to figure out how to fit all these smaller tactics into an overall plan. And the best way to do it is to control and check how you're watering your low-hanging fruits, because you still have to be able to control them. Even if it's a quick win, still look at the overall and how they fit. If you look, you can click, David. The point is that even from small things, you can look at what they generate. And when I mean generate, is not only a matter of money, it's a matter of contacts. It could be a matter of number of transactions, opportunities to connect with your clients, the fact that you can have customer appreciation, and as David said, maybe throw out a party so that you can reconnect, the ability to use your social media in a shorter term, or even brand yourself with some small things that can happen pretty quickly, but can give you the opportunity to present yourself differently. Start writing about your business. So sometimes you underestimate the knowledge that we have about a certain industry. And yes, it's just our time and our putting together some good blogs. And some people don't do it because they're afraid of, maybe I'm not a good writer. And sometimes it's not even that, because if you're authentic, and that comes from an Italian that has to write in English, and I even wrote a book. So there is a way to make that happen and be able to showcase your business. And that makes, as you see from this screen, is they fit into a strategy if you bring them all together and you look at them all to see what they're doing into your business. So the point is, we went through a flow. You have to have a long-term strategy for your business, because the tactics will not fix your business. But if those tactics fit your strategy, you're gonna be able to leverage your business to the next level and be in control. But just don't do it one-off and then say, oh, it worked. And then if you don't control it and all replicate it, then at a certain point in time, it just becomes a tactic, which will, going on with only tactics will not bring your business to the real next level you want to be. But it's important that you learn from your tactics on how to grow your business. So it has to have a win-win situation.
Okay, like to open this up to questions. You've been listening to our presentation on low-hanging fruit tactics and business growth strategies. Anyone have a question you'd like to present at this point? Okay, and that's fine. This is our first webinar. Remember, in upcoming webinars, have a pen and a paper and be writing down your question and our comments and your business goal that comes to mind. Write those things: questions, comments, business goals, and we'll have a question opportunity during each of our webinars for you to speak up. And believe me, that is going to be very welcome when you share, because it causes the experts here to be challenged and to come up with responses that they may not have even considered before we heard your question. So valuable for us and definitely valuable for you.
Hey, David,
Yes.
if there are no other questions, maybe what you could do is go over that list again of what webinars are coming up, what the topics are, just to give everybody an idea of, like for instance, what's the next one? The next one's going to be in 2 weeks, I think. And, what's the subject, and just maybe give everybody an idea of what's to come.
Okay, and here's where you get the list on the webinars link of Marketing Department LV. And actually, Stan, we have a whole slide in this presentation that's going to even bring that out even more. But thank you for asking. As they say, great minds work in the same direction here. Okay, so let's go ahead and guess what, Stan? Ask and you shall receive. So today, the low-hanging fruit tactics to fit your strategy. Oops, that didn't work. Okay, hold it. Okay. Don't worry, we'll fix whatever's not working. And whether it's in our business or your business. Okay, August 20th, the power of an effective brand image. I will be presenting, and Ed, I want to ask you a question. Ed in Connecticut, I know this is your specialty, and I'm wondering, are you available next Tuesday, not next Tuesday, the week after next at your noon to 1?
Let's see, that's August 20th.
Yes.
Bear with me just a second.
Okay.
For some reason that I believe so.
Awesome. Good. So Ed and I will work together on this. Ed is an amazing brand strategist, and between the two of us, your heads will be so full of ideas and insights and expectations that our next webinar is going to be a game changer for you. Okay. Let's see. Okay, now we're coming up at different times. Look at this. Don't you love these animations? Okay. Kind of like popcorn. Okay, let's take a look. September 3rd, creating multiple income streams, the low-hanging fruit with Stan Shields. And Stan, do you have a one-sentence statement about that one?
Not really. Come join us. You'll get some ideas that maybe you didn't think of.
Okay, and by the way, Stan's going to help you open up new income streams that you may not have realized are possible for your business. Things you can do right now, open up new income streams. How great is that? You got one income stream or two, you'll have 5 or 6 after talking with Stan or attending this webinar. Okay, take control of your relationship marketing. That's Katia. And do you have a
the quick thing is that you have a lot of existing or former clients with which you already have a relationship, but you're underestimating the ability to connect with them and be able to give them what they need. Sometimes what happens is you connect with a client and you discover that they bought a service from someone else and is actually a service that you provide. That is a little bit upsetting, even if you want to help the client, but is the point to create those relationships in which you want to be sure that you keep your clients up to speed.
Very, very good. Okay, and then Gordon is here today, and Gordon, your October 1st webinar on business systems and automation. What is the value people are going to receive from that?
Sorry, working out of a coffee shop today and my phone just fell. There's going to be a lot of value on how to increase the efficiencies of their systems and get the right kind of systems in place to make sure they're automated, and looking at the various tools that are involved in automation on that too. So actually, I've been thinking a lot about that and Stan and I could collaborate on that one as well as a power team, especially on the automation side of things. So we'll get it roughed out. Actually, going to be chasing Stan for a meeting next week. Stan, you didn't know that, but there we go.
Excellent. Well, Ed didn't know he was participating next week until a few moments ago. So
That's all right.
you know, this is a good model. I kind of like this, where if you want to grab another person from the team, or maybe even bring a guest and present your webinar as, you know, with a partner, feel free to do that. And if you present it yourself, that's awesome too. Okay, October 15th, the 5-step online review system for business growth. Debbie Kluska, you want to give us an idea of that?
Hi there. When we do our webinar, we'll talk about online reviews, the importance of businesses to be aware of their online reviews, be monitoring their online reviews, be interactive with their customers and what they're saying about their business, and just ways that they can help growing their business just by paying attention to what their customers are saying about them online.
Awesome. Thank you, Debbie. And then on November 5th, how to create or update a video marketing strategy for your business. Richard, do you want to chime in on that one?
Okay. Well, there's so much that could be said about that, but and the short form, video, of course, is real, and people don't want to read. They want to be entertained, or they want to be just see something and have something explained to them. So video, of course, is the excellent tool for that. There's so much advantages to it with social media. And what I'm likely going to do is I'm going to partner with some of the other people on this team to get their input on various aspects of it.
Awesome. Richard, with 30 years experience in his profession, video production and marketing. So we're looking forward to that one. Okay. Then Tori, 5 ways to fully integrate your website into your marketing process.
Hi.
Hello.
This is very exciting. Yeah, and we're going to talk about how you can immediately increase your traffic to your website for free just by the simple steps of not bypassing your website.
Awesome. Very good. So website, we all have a website. Tori's going to help us maximize that even more. Okay, Shamara, creating a positive, engaging team culture.
Hey everyone, I hope you can kind of hear me. I'm driving right now.
Oh, you're doing great.
Yeah. Yes, I essentially just going to exactly what you just spoke on, just really educate people on how to create a cohesive environment for employees to want to stay.
Okay.
Create a culture. Can you hear me a little bit?
Say that last sentence again. It got broken up.
Yeah, I just created a culture that allows for people to really want to be a part of your vision, your mission, your goals. And pretty much that's it for right now. That's all I could say.
Very good. And Shamara is the owner of an HR consulting firm here in Las Vegas, and is on the ground every day with clients in, focusing on these issues and challenges. Okay, Katie, designing a social media marketing strategy.
Okay, hi everyone. So the social media webinar is essentially going to be going over the essentials of actually beginning to get business out of social media. So it's not going to be about posting for nothing. It's going to be more about applying the right strategy for your business in your industry. So for that reason, we're going to start off with discussing which platforms are best for your industry, how to create a high quality post, and then we're going to go into the Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn platforms and what strategies work best for those. So you can walk away with some good tangible material to really start making some money through social media.
Excellent. Thank you, Katie. And Guy couldn't make it to this webinar today, but just like to to speak on his behalf, leveraging the power of media for business growth. And Guy is a PR specialist, a long-established firm here in Las Vegas. And if you've ever wanted someone in PR who is going to help drive people in your direction and create new connections, you'll be able to listen to Guy's help, specific help in that area. Many ways to grow your business. Some are on the internet, some off the internet. And then Ed, again, social justice, when it does or does not make sense.
Yeah, that's pretty much summed up in the headline of it. In some ways, social justice seems to be the flavor of the month for an awful lot of companies where they get themselves involved. And it can be a bit of a high risk. So, I mean, in short, it really comes down to, does this align with your customers? And if so, it may make sense. If it doesn't align with your customers, it might not make sense. Now, that might sound like very simple common sense, but we'll look at some examples where we have seen it gone wrong and where perhaps it has gone right, but more importantly, a few tips and guidelines if you're so tempted to get into that fray.
Okay, and Ed's going to help us understand how social justice can actually be translated into a low-hanging fruit strategy. So that's I'm looking forward to that webinar just to see how you spin that one, Ed, and I know you can, knowing who you are. Okay, so anyway, this is the team, and next week, the power of an effective brand image, and it will be myself and now Ed presenting next week. I'm not next week. On the 20th. Thank you. This is why I have a team. This team is really good at catching stuff. Okay, so how to contact us. You heard from myself and Katia today, and experience some value here. This is how you can contact us, and we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear feedback on this webinar. If you want to give us a call or send us an email, and we'd love to build a question that you might have. So definitely take advantage. People pay for this stuff. They pay a lot of money for this stuff. Okay, so there we are. This concludes this week's webinar, and I want to just underline that in 2 weeks we have the power of an effective brand image. And for this week, if you come back, let's say, give me till tomorrow evening, give me a little time, you will see this webinar replay video right in this spot, along with some extended, the webinar slides and extended notes. So, so if there's something that you're thinking, hey, I think I heard something about this and I forget exactly what it was, I didn't take a note there, didn't have an opportunity, you'll be able to go back here, do a quick review, and move forward. And remember that the key here is, let's see, the key once again, we're getting there, be patient. There, that's what I wanted to show you. You can't steer something that's not in motion. So whatever you do as far as this webinar, make an intention and then start moving forward so you can begin to steer your business toward business growth.